Jacob thought about it for a moment, but ended up walking out of the administrative building and returned to his dorm instead. On his way up the staircase and through the hall, he noticed that all the students, whether they knew him or not, were staring at him strangely, as if he was an alien. Is that him? Susan's rumored boyfriend? The guy who beat Michael in the long-distance race? And the one who fought against half of the basketball team alone? You can't really tell from his appearance, can you? He looks just like a normal kid. Who would have thought? They continued to gossip behind Jacob's back. None of them had imagined that Jacob, an ordinary-looking student and a nobody in the college, could have badly beaten up the basketball team's arrogant and conceited players. Their words, more or less, had not escaped Jacob's keen hearing. He found that the more people talked about it, the more exaggerated and distorted the descriptions of the incident had become. Paying no attention to their comments, Jacob immediately returned to the third floor. All he cared about right now was Sam's condition. Jacob, you took down half the basketball team all by yourself? A guy rushed out and asked in shock as he saw Jacob pass by his dorm room. In the small frame of time in which Sam had left for the hospital and Jacob went to see Liam, the reports of Jacob's heroic deeds, such as how he took on multiple players and beat them up black and blue, had reached everyone. Are Sam and the others back yet? Jacob asked, instead of answering the enthusiastic guy. He replied, Not yet, but Ryan called just now and said that the test results are out. According to the results, Sam's injuries are mostly bruises, and the worst injury was just a muscle strain on his right arm. Jacob felt slightly relieved after getting this update. Luckily, Sam was a strong guy. Getting away with only minor injuries after being assaulted by big and burly guys indicated that Sam was no doubt the fittest in their dorm room. Oh, and there is something else. Seeing that Jacob started to head toward his own room, the guy stopped him and said, Apparently, 2 of the guys on the basketball team have mild bone fractures. One pulled his hamstring, and one got scrapes on his back. Out of the 5, 4 have been injured, and the situation seems more serious than what Kathy had said. This is the latest update given by Ryan. I think it should be accurate. Jacob went blank for a second and did not say anything. He had caused those injuries. It seemed that the basketball team suffered more from this fight. No wonder the team captain had gone to talk to Mr. Liam in person. Not only that, he looked horrifyingly mad. This isn't going to be easy, he thought. But those guys have been bullying other students on a regular basis, taking advantage of their special status. They weren't so innocent, and one might even say that this outcome served them right. Taking out his key, he got into the room and sat in front of his desk. He pondered over all of it a little more before deciding to let it go. He then opened a textbook and tried to read it, but he couldn't digest any of it. After all, with the occurrence of such a hectic incident, he could not remain calm. After half an hour, Sam and the guys returned with Kathy. When they saw that Jacob was reading on the balcony, they almost felt like applauding him for being so composed. They had seen a side of him today that was unknown to them before. They didn't even know that Jacob would go to such lengths just to defend them. How was it? Are you all right? Jacob inquired as soon as the gang walked in. Nothing serious. I just pulled my arm. With a few days of rest, it'll be fine, Sam answered. After today's incident, he looked at Jacob with a slight sense of reverence. No one would have guessed that Jacob, who was so timid and gentle, was such an incredible fighter. To Sam, who had shared a room with Jacob for a long time and was his best friend, it came as an even bigger surprise. You already know about the situation with the basketball team, right? Ryan walked over and asked Jacob. Yes, more or less, Jacob said, putting the book back on the desk. The basketball team consists of 12 players. 4 of them are now injured, and they are all the best players. Not only that, this incident will likely affect the outcome of the basketball match, which is taking place 2 weeks from now. The school will definitely take this incident seriously, Kathy said solemnly as she turned to face Jacob. She was a little irritated. The fact that Jacob was able to read calmly and act as if nothing had happened angered her. She felt as if all her worries about him had gone to waste. "Jacob, this has nothing to do with you. I started the whole thing. It doesn't matter if it results in punishment or expulsion. I am the one responsible and will deal with the consequences alone." Sam spoke firmly. "What nonsense! I was the one who injured those guys, and you are a victim who was assaulted by them. This has nothing to do with you." Jacob stood up indignantly. "Don't leave me out." Their roommate, who was bruised, stood up from his seat, too. "Me too. Either punish all of us or none of us. If they're going to make one of us a scapegoat, then all of us in this room will be scapegoats together," declared their fourth roommate. "All right, stop this, you guys." Kathy raised her hand and interrupted them. "I will try my best to ease things with the school. Don't you dare stir up any more trouble now." Sam disagreed with her words and got triggered by her. "What do you mean we stirred up trouble? They were the ones." Seeing that Sam was raising his voice at Kathy, Jacob promptly tugged at Sam's arm to stop him from continuing. He then turned to Kathy and said, "Thank you, Kathy, and sorry for all the trouble we've caused you." Looking at Jacob, Kathy paused and gave up on lecturing him. In the end, she could only let out a sigh. Then she turned and walked out of the boys' dorm. Once Kathy walked out, Sam looked at Jacob and said, "Jacob, don't worry. It's probably going to be detention or something. I will see the guidance counselor tomorrow and explain everything. I will take full responsibility and accept all consequences. In any case, this should have nothing to do with you." "It's not that simple," Jacob responded silently. Kathy was right. If this incident had taken place at any other time, it would not have been a big problem, and they might have gotten off with just a verbal warning. However, the fact that it happened right before the basketball match made it complicated. To make matters worse, the team they were up against was the same university they had defeated by a tiny margin of 2 points last year in the league. That team had been their biggest competition throughout the previous season. This year, they called for a friendly exhibition match between the top 2 teams before the official start of the season. It was obviously an act of provocation. If their university lost this match, it would significantly impact the morale of the team and their confidence to do well in the regular season. As a result, both the basketball team and the school placed immense emphasis on winning this match. At such a pivotal moment, the top players on the school's basketball team had been injured in a fight. It had turned into a sensitive matter. If the school authorities were hoping to keep their champion title, they would take the basketball team's concerns into consideration. Having said that, even without the upcoming match, the school would have decided in the basketball team's favor anyway. Moreover, Jacob knew that the captain of the basketball team, who usually only took responsibility for training the team, had taken matters into his own hands this time. One way or another, this dispute had to be resolved.
Please subscribe to the Pocket FM YouTube channel and press the bell icon for instant notification. Check out our channel for more such exciting shows.